October 31st is a cherished time of the year. Millions of children and adults dress up in costume and enjoy trick-or-treating, parties, or revelling in other frightful activities. Over the years, however, costumes have evolved. From elaborate construction to realistic makeup and effects, the costume industry is booming. But how have costumes changed over the years, and what's the next evolution in our favourite fall activity? Today we'll be exploring how Halloween costumes have changed over the years and where costuming is going in the future. Halloween's origins date back to before Christ, to ancient Celts living in present-day Ireland, the United Kingdom and northern France. It was believed that the festival of Samhain, which marked the end of their summer, was a day in which the world of the living and the dead would overlap and allow the dead to walk amongst the people. Costumes were worn as a means to confuse and fool those spirits, persuading them to find others to haunt. As time passed, the church decided to co-opt this beloved holiday by creating All Hallows Day. This day was meant to honour All Saints and was planned to occur annually on November 1st. Although the holiday was adopted by the public, they chose to still keep the tradition of Samhain, and so it became known as All Hallows Eve, better known today as Halloween. However, early Puritan America did not bring these traditions with them when they established the colonies, and so it wasn't until the Great Potato Famine that All Hallows Eve was celebrated en masse by the large immigrant population trying to carve out some semblance of home in a foreign land. Costumes in these days were relatively sparse. Immigrant families were often underpaid and struggling to make ends meet. These financial constraints led to homemade costumes that an average family could construct with minimal expense. Bed sheets and other linens were primarily the main source of materials and were responsible for many ghosts, bats, fairies and togas. Although the origins of these archetypes are humble, today these costumes are still widely used with increasingly elaborate execution. With the rise in popularity in the United States, Halloween began to take on a life of its own. Costume manufacturers were popping up, and as the economy improved, disposable income gave families the means to purchase ever more elaborate outfits. Now it wasn't just children having all the fun. However, as the Halloween culture evolved, so did the intention of the costumes. No longer were they used as a means to confuse wayward souls from the afterlife, but a reflection of an individual's interests and desires. Some were flirtatious and salacious, others were comical or political. Today, costumes are big business. While some timeless characters are still widely celebrated today, competitions and large-scale parties have placed a particular onus on originality. This new shift in costume superiority has created a wide array of designs and interpretations of classic costumes. No longer is being a ghost acceptable. In today's Halloween, creativity and imagination are the hallmarks of a standout Halloween costume. Along with advancements in costume design, makeup has played an increasingly critical role in the execution of many costumes present day. What was once limited to powder white for a clown or some shoe polish for a fake beard, costume makeup today is its own multi-billion-dollar business. And as the rise of Hollywood media permeated society, costumes needed to keep pace with the realism of their characters' on-screen portrayal. So what are the most popular costumes? That depends on where, or rather when, you're looking. As the culture changes, so too does its reflections in costumes. The most popular costumes in the 80s involved heavy gore, as a popular film franchise with the Hollidays namesake was highly influential. Suddenly, the race was on to be as bloody, injured, or disfigured as possible. Today's hyper-realistic costumes are a result of more sophisticated special effects makeup and skilled artists. Politics is also a hugely popular costume theme. Whether it's supporting an idea or a candidate or poking fun, political costumes are a sure way to start a conversation. In fact, the top-selling presidential candidate mask has predicted the presidential winner almost every election since 1980. One must be warned, however, divisive political issues may cause unease, so do try and keep things light. Another favoured costume theme is cartoons. A plethora of characters based on various animated series are popular at comic conventions. These multi-day exhibitions bring together skilled builders, artists and cosplayers to produce one-of-a-kind replicas of their favourite icons. From solo crime fighters to entire casts of characters, cartoon costumes are a great way to get any number of fans involved with a single costume theme. With so many beloved costume themes and ideas, what does the future hold for costumes? Technology has recently been giving the costume industry a boost. From masks with blinking eyes to full-on automated machinery, adding a technological edge to a costume gives it a real sense of authenticity. Many costumes today come with various technological bells and whistles, but professional builders have been incorporating circuitry into their crafts for decades. While creating such detailed costumes may look amazing, they'll probably set you back in your budget. That is, if you happen to have the hundreds of hours it takes to create them. Whether you're buying a costume online or creating a masterpiece from scratch, there is a costume for every taste and every budget. Even seemingly pedestrian items can be altered and crafted into a crowd-pleasing ensemble. Don't be afraid to go outside your boundaries and pick an idea that inspires you. The whole point of dressing up is to confuse the spirits that surround us on Halloween. Be bold, be scary, be anything you want to be, except yourself. Halloween Costumes has been produced by Through the Roof Productions.